Hey, what is up guys? This is Brett here from brettdev.com, and in this video today I'm going to talk about what I wish I had have known before I moved out here to Thailand and before I started working online. Now, if you're interested in the topic of this video and if you want to learn how you can work online and how I got started, I moved out here back in 2015, so like nearly 7 years ago, then make sure you check out the link in the top corner of this video and in the description, because I have a whole new kind of free mini course coming out which you can go through, which will give you a lot more detail. Let's get into it. So as I said, I came out here in 2015. So March of 2022 is going to be the 7th year that I have been in Thailand working online. Now, when I came out here, I had very little money. Just a few £1,000s. I didn't really have a plan, right? So I came out here in 2013 originally on a holiday, and I came for 2 holidays that year, and all I knew was that I wanted to come here and stay long term. I did probably what you guys are doing, well, what you guys definitely are doing. I was watching some YouTube videos, and in 2015 was the year that I actually came out here. I kind of had a rough idea what I wanted to do. I kind of wanted to build websites and be a freelancer and stuff, but I was kind of all over the place. So that leads me to the first thing that I would suggest you guys do, and the one thing I wish I had done, and that is I wish I had just focused on one single thing. So for those of you that are thinking of coming out to Thailand, or going anywhere, becoming a digital nomad or an expat anywhere, and you need to make money online, you need to make an income. One of the biggest problems I see people face is they're just all over the place. You need to have one specific goal. It doesn't matter what that is. It doesn't matter if that's like becoming a web designer, becoming a freelancer, building an app, becoming a drop shipper even, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Becoming a YouTuber. The key is to have one specific thing that you're focusing on. If you're focusing on multiple things, or if you're like me and you're not exactly 100% sure what it is you want to do, you're just going to waste a tremendous amount of time. And I would argue the point that you should perhaps even delay becoming a digital nomad or delay becoming an expat until you know the exact one thing that you intend to do. And once you have that one thing in mind, once you decide, okay, I'm going to become a YouTuber, or okay, I'm going to become a freelancer, do not deviate from that plan. What's the saying? Shiny object syndrome, right? Where people just, they think, oh, that's a cool idea, or that's a cool idea. We're all guilty of it, but you need to train yourself out of it if you want to be successful at working online and if you want to work remotely. It's impossible. One thing I've learned over the years is whatever you think you're capable of doing, you're capable of 1/10 of that. And then you're probably capable of 1/10 of that. Okay, so you need to really just think of one specific thing that you're going to do when you become a digital nomad, or when you move to Thailand, and what you're going to do to make money online, and only do that. Keep it as simple as possible. If you try and achieve multiple goals, if you have no income and you try and do 1 or 2 different things, forget about it, okay? One goal, one objective. The second thing I wish I had known before I moved out here is I wish I would have known not only what I was doing, but I wish I would have known how it was going to work. Many people have the idea, okay, so they will be focused on the one thing. They would have checked that box. But a lot of the times, people won't actually know how their idea is going to work. And by that, I mean they don't know how it's going to make them money. Okay, so if you're starting an online business, say for example, you want to be a YouTuber, you need to know how you're going to make money from YouTube. Yeah, I mean, obviously there's YouTube ad revenue, but you need to know, is that going to be enough? How many videos are you going to need to create? What does YouTube pay you for those videos? That's just one example. If you're going to start an online web design agency and you're going to build websites, like kind of the idea I had when I first got here, how are you going to get paid? It's all good going to Thailand going, I'm going to build websites. This is kind of what I did. And people are going to pay me to build websites, but how are they going to pay you? How are you actually going to sell that shit from out here in Thailand. You need to know exactly how you're going to make money. That's very, very important. It's not good enough to just have an idea, to say, oh, or if you want to build a product, okay, I'm going to create a product, or I'm going to go, even if it's a physical product, I'm going to go to Thailand, I'm going to source a product. Who's going to buy it from you, and what does that process look like? Okay, I wish I'd figured all of this out before I'd even come out here. It's super, super important. A lot of people have an idea for a product or a service, but they completely ignore the fact that they don't know how to sell that product or service. And they especially don't know how to sell that product or service just using the internet and doing it online. Because if you're out here and you're working online, you kind of have to do that, right? So you need to understand what exactly you're going to do and how exactly it makes you money. What are the simple steps that you're going to take that are pretty much going to guarantee that you can get whatever it is you're doing in front of the people that have the cash that are going to afford you to live out here. Okay, two very, very important things that many, many people overlook, and I overlooked when I first got started. The third thing that I wish I'd have done before I come out here was I wish I had saved more money, okay? Because if you come out to Thailand with just a couple of grand in your bank like I did, and you don't have any like backup or support or anybody you can borrow money from if shit hits the fan or if you run out of money, it's incredibly stressful, and so many people buckle under the stress. Okay, it's all well and good to say, you know, I have like 2, 3, 4 grand and I'm going to go out there, I'm going to start making money in a couple of months. But if you don't, you can lose motivation. Okay, because as I say, if you're running out of money, if time's near the end, and if you haven't figured out these other two things, if you don't even know exactly what you should be focusing on, if you don't have a clear vision or an exact clear route to actually get money from what it is you're building or whatever it is you're doing, and time is running out, you're going to be really, really fucking stressed. Okay, and you're probably just going to abandon what you're doing and give up. So I wish I'd have saved more money. I would recommend, if you guys are coming out to Thailand to kind of start a bootstrap business, to start working online, I would recommend that you save up between $12,000 and $15,000. That's what I recommend you save for a year. That will give you just over $1,000 per month. You can live in Thailand on less than that. You can live in Thailand if you're really, really frugal, if you don't really have much of a social life, if you don't drink any alcohol, if you eat Thai food, you can really live in Thailand on like $600-700. But the fact is, when you get here, you're going to meet people, you're going to make friends, you're going to want to do stuff, and you're going to want to live a normal life. Because if you're living insanely frugally, and you're not spending, is that a word, frugally? And you're not spending any money, again, that's going to hit your motivation. It's going to make you feel miserable. You're trying to start a business. You don't really know what you're doing. You don't know how you're going to get the money. Time's running out. And then you don't even have enough money to live like a regular life. Like, it's just kind of a recipe for misery, really. So I wish I had saved more money. I didn't, and I managed to sort it out, but and start making money. But I wish I didn't have to go through the extreme amount of stress that I went through when I first got here, because it was incredibly stressful. Kind of good in a way, because it makes you tough, I suppose. But yeah, if I could do it again, I would have saved $12,000 to $15,000, and I would have budgeted that for a year, preferably about $15,000, but on a low end, 12. I wouldn't recommend any lower than that. You know, a lot of people come out here with, you know, budgeting $600 a month, because there's many YouTube videos, right, where people going, oh, you can live in Chiang Mai for like hardly any money. It's just not true. It's not true. You can, but you're not going to be happy, you know. So yeah, that's the third thing that I wish I'd have done. Focus on only one thing. Don't come out here with a million different ideas, not knowing exactly what you want to do. Pick one thing and don't be distracted by other ideas. If you come out here and you say, I'm going to start an online marketing agency, I'm going to come out there and I'm going to be a web designer, do that. If something else comes along, if you meet somebody else with a better idea, screw it. you're never going to get anywhere if you flip-flop between different ideas for making money online. Okay, it doesn't matter what you do, just pick one thing. You can make money online doing almost like so many different things. If it's YouTube, just make YouTube videos, right? But just do that and then build that up, move on to your next idea. I've got this process where I've ideas all the time. I just log them and then I just put them put them away, and I'll look at them 2, 3, 4, 5 months from now. But I don't deviate from the one thing I'm doing. Okay. The second thing, know exactly how you're going to execute that idea and how that idea is going to make you money. Okay, if you're starting a web agency, how are you going to get people to pay you for websites? Yeah, if you're starting a YouTube channel, how is YouTube going to provide you the income that you need after a certain period of time? Thirdly, save enough money so that you're not miserable when you're out here, and so that you don't lose motivation, and so that you can have an actual life. Budget for a year. You're not gonna start an online business. It's very rare you're gonna make enough money doing something online day one. Okay, you're gonna need to give yourself at least 6 months, probably 12. If you focus on one thing, if you already know how you're gonna execute on that thing before you even start, and you have a clear plan, and you do that for 6 to 12 months, there's a very high probability that you will be successful. So trust the process, have faith, but you have to have these 3 things in order before you even attempt it. If you like this video, guys, and if you want to learn more about working online, becoming a digital nomad, then as I said at the start of the video, check the links in the description. That's all from me, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye for now. Cheers.